while I enjoyed the food, I really wasn't comfortable in the place. And then there were places where the food was okay, it wasn't fancy, but they had this musty old moss-covered barrel of cider on the back of the bar, and were happy to give me a glass out of it. And when I asked silly, American questions, were polite and nice to me, and then asked me silly British questions about America. And so we all got along like a house on fire, and it was great.
Perfect.
It's all about being real. And that's the big thing. Everybody tries so hard to sell, and it's like, just be real. Everything else takes care of itself if you've got a good product.
That's it, man. But if you ask those silly American questions here, you're not going to get that response. You'll get the piss take you so hard.
We had a lot of fun because they picked on us. Which, you think about it, the one of the sincerest forms of friendship is feeling comfortable enough with somebody to pick on them. And Hamish and I did a lot of that when we were in Florida. But when we went to Great Britain, the place where we found this was in Ottery St. Mary, which is down in the Penzance area, and they had this inn had been there since the Conqueror, so 1055 or thereabout, so almost 1,000 years. And I had a glass of cloudy cider with chunks floating in it that was divine. And and I have no idea how old it was, or I didn't even try to think about how sanitary it was. I just wanted to try it. And they had this giant one of those fireplaces you can walk into. Yeah. Right? You've seen this in old buildings, right? And so they walked. The proprietor was walking through the room, picking up plates and whatnot. And we asked him, we're like, so because he had like a cauldron and and fire tools, and there was the swing out arms, and it looked like they used the fireplace. It looked well used. And we're like, so what do you cook in the fireplace? And he looked at us, and he never even missed a stride, and he says, colonists, and he walked out of the room. And we looked at each other, and we were like, and everybody else kind of said, we were the only Americans in the place. This was 6 months after 9/11. So there was all Brits and us, and locals. This was a local joint. And, so no tourists at all. And so everybody's snickering because, the Americans got, they really got the Americans. And so they decided to take pity on us and started asking us, that, because we took it in good grace, because it took us a minute to recover, and then we started laughing, and because we were like, did he really say that? Oh my God, that's so funny. And so we're eating our food, and one of the guys that was sitting around the table, him and his wife and their kids, and he says, so, where are you from? And we said, we're from North Carolina. This is how we'd been doing it all the way through Britain. Yep. And we had little laminated cards that showed where North Carolina was in the United States, and then on the flip side, it showed where in North Carolina we lived. And so we're like, wow, we're from North Carolina. And he says, oh, they golf a lot there, don't they? And I said, yeah. Oh. I said, yeah. There's a lot of golf courses there. And he says, oh. And I said, you know why they call it golf, don't y'all? And he's like, no, why? And I said, because shit was taken. Place went completely dead. And Mary looks at me. She's like, "You idiot!" This is my friend I was with. She's like, "You idiot! What have you done?" And then pretty soon, and then like 2 seconds later, the whole place busted up, and then we were all the best of friends for the rest of the meal. It was just great, So the power of the snarky remark is.
Dazzle them with brilliance or baffle them with bullshit. Yeah. That's all we say here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit, it's much more fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, I mean, if you create a cozy, happy place where somebody can get something decent to drink and, if you decide to serve food, something nice to eat, that's all they need. Yep. That's all they want.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Fingers crossed.
And you got a good story.
Yeah. I did a short business class a year or so ago when I was going, what are we going to do? What do I want to do with my next life? And, that really hit home that for a small business, we're not talking about big businesses. We're not talking about Coles and Woolies and, the massive companies that are just an entity. There's no personal aspect to it, Telstra or whatever. People,
Walmart.
If Walmart, yeah, cosplay, I don't know. if people like you, they will invest with you, you know, and that's that small business. And it's what we were talking about before. If you have a good relationship, and that's what all this is about, is just forming relationships with people and starting to build on something. Because, you know, that person that you said before that, you know, that had a smart ass comment, you didn't know her from a bar of soap, but along the lines there, you know, building friendships is just like a little chain, links of chain that, you know, it's just that little conversation that just adds another link to that chain, and then sooner or later, like, you've got a hefty relationship that you form just from little bits here and there. And it's so important that you make people feel welcome, you invite people back, you give them, you know, the best experience that they can possibly have above and beyond what they are expected, that they will always come back and support you. So that's what we're aiming for and really working hard at, to create that experience. So hopefully, Vicky, next year, if you said 2018, we may be in that position where we'd love to have you come visit and welcome you with open arms.
I look forward to it.
2018.
Yeah, it's 2017 now, Hamish.
Yeah, I know, but like, I was aiming for this year, not.
Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, my daughter comes back from the West Coast sometime this fall. I already told you that ain't happening. You know, when she gets back here, my attention will be on my daughter and my son-in-law and my grandson, and y'all can go
sit and spin, huh?
Thank you. Yes, that's exactly what, you know, I love you, but that, you know, I think Joel will agree with me that family trumps everything. You know, everything.
100%.
Oh, use him against me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are like a little brother to me, but this is my daughter and son-in-law and grandson. The grandson part, really, really important, you know.
Well, that's fall, yeah, that's okay. So fall you can cope with, but you don't want to be over there in winter, so come here.
Well, no, she's going to be here until probably March, so...
Oh.
She'll leave just in time for me to go to the Mazer Cup, and then I get back from the Mazer Cup and hop on a plane. You know, instead of going to Florida, I'll go to Australia. So
then you can miss the mosquitoes. Is that how the plan works?
Something like that. Yeah, you miss the rainy.
Yeah, works for me.
Yeah, they're always here, AJ. They'll carry you away, man. They'll take you out to sea. They're lethal over here. The
oh, yeah. The ones in northern Michigan, we used to say that, you know, you could hide under a cauldron and they'll just pound their stingers right through the cauldron, and then you can pound them down with nails and trap them so they can't get away. Or pound them down with nails, you know.
My husband actually watched one bite him through the knuckle of a leather glove.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Yeah. We joke that it's Ontario's provincial bird.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's the mosquito's a state bird. They take off and land at the airport in the Upper Peninsula.
Got to get flight control in there.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't know if y'all got the commercials over there. There's this product here called Off, and it's a mosquito repellent. And the commercial back in the 70s that they used to do is they'd take a guy and they'd stick his arm in an aquarium full of mosquitoes. So they had like one of those, you know, one of those medical glove holes that you stick in and you seal around your arm. And you stick it in there and he'd get bit all to crap. And then they have him pull his arm out and they'd spray his arm with Off, and they stick it in there and mosquitoes would all like go to the sides and say, "Oh, no way," you know. And that was I was on Isle Royal in the middle of Lake Superior, and it was like the entire island was an Off commercial, except for the fact that the Off didn't work.
Oh.
You would slap your arm, and it looked like somebody stabbed you. I mean, kid you not, like blood everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been.
We have flies over here that do that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They probably kill you too. So. Yeah.
Thankfully, in my climate, the black flies are only active for a week or two, then it gets too stinking hot.
Thank God for that, yeah.
But in Sudbury, they're stuck with them until fall.
Oh, man, that sucks.
Oh, it's awful. There's a couple of weeks where my in-laws go out in beekeeping gear.
Yeah, oh, yeah, well, they get into your mead, too. You cannot keep them out of your drink. It's like, really?
I've had so many experiences with Canadians working in the tourism industry, and I cannot believe there's a single bad thing that comes out of your country, AJ. Canadians are some of the best people on earth.
Really?
That's because we have to put up with mosquitoes.
And Americans.
Can I say musicians?
Yeah. And the Americans.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Celine Dion?
Oh.
Oh no, Deadpool.
Oh man,
he's from Saskatchewan. It says so right in the movie. And Ryan Reynolds himself is from Canada as well.
Oh, that explains a lot.
That explains a lot. Yeah, it really does. So, Hamish is pointing out in the private chat that we're getting way off track, and he hates it when I do
In which chat?
yeah. Back on track, Hamish. Come on.
Yeah, Hamish. This is your fault.
Did you say in the private chat? Did you? The private.
You know she does that just to tick you off.
Just to tick you off. Yeah.
It's that whole knowing each other well enough to tease each other thing.
He's like the little brother that I actually like. You know, I mean, that's what I told him. It's like having a little brother that you actually can stand.
No offense, big brother, little brother, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm a good bit older than Hamish, so.
Dear.
Yeah,
Big for that matter, so am I.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we probably better let Joel get back to his family and doing things since it's middle of the morning there for you.
It's
afternoon now.
Oh, is it noon now? All right.
It's up to you guys. If you want to get rid of me, I'll go on. I'm happy to stay around for a few minutes.
Well, it's not that we want to get rid of you, but we have had you. We have kept you captive for more than 2 hours now. So.
All right.
And we do technically have a 2-hour limit.
In theory, yeah.
Which has been respected, I think, all of once. Ever.
Yeah.
Not for lack of trying from me. So
No, I know. We just talk too much. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
We're just so friendly.
Yeah, we are. Well, we got a Canadian, and they're very friendly people as Canadians.
Yeah, bite me.
No worries. So what's happening next week? Who have we got on next week? Do you have anything locked in yet, Vicky?
I do, yeah. We're coming back to America next week. And we're going to be talking to Alex Gonzalez. He's at Honey Pot Meadery. And Alex is going to talk to us about doing co-brews with, doing as a contract brewer, kind of like what you were doing, Joel, where you work with, another place that already has a license to produce your stuff. So he's going to go kind of in depth on that because there's a lot of people who want to do that. And then after that, we're doing James Boycourt, who is owner of Charm City Mead Works in Baltimore. And I was actually there a couple of weeks ago. They make some amazing meads, a lot of mostly session stuff. He does have some full-on meads, but a lot of his stuff is sessions in cans, and it's really good. I mean, he has some amazing meads. Yeah,
Charm City's good following over here from what they're doing with their canning and their session-style meads. So that'll be really good. And Alex Gonzalez, I think, is he San Diego-based as well? Is he down there with the other guys?
Alex, I think Honey Pot is on the West Coast. I actually will have to look. So you were saying we were talking about James, and they jumped. I'm like, wait a minute, Baltimore's nowhere near San Diego. It took me a minute.
I'm just mixing around there.
Yeah,
but, obviously I'll follow.
Yeah. No, he's. I think they are on the West Coast, but I'll have to look. God, it's so funny. I used to know who and where every meadery in the country was. And there are so many new ones that I don't anymore know all of them, which is kind of disconcerting for me. There's hundreds, literally, yeah.
Which is really pretty frickin' awesome.
It really is, yeah. The fact that they're outstripping my ability to keep up with them says a lot for the industry, because for the longest time, I literally knew and had probably spoken with almost every single meadery owner in the country.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember when Gottmead did that, and I just couldn't keep up with it anymore, and I took a little bit of a hiatus. I haven't been on all that much on the actual forums, so yeah, I used to read every single post.
Oh yeah, no.
So did I.
Yeah, I can't even keep up with the the posts that are happening on a general basis. I basically just troubleshoot and pop in once in a while to answer a few questions. But yeah, it's all I can do to keep up anymore.
Yeah, it's coming. It's huge. It's happening. It's the fastest growing alcohol industry in the States. Hopefully we see that reflect here in this country soon enough.
I think it will. I mean, you guys, if it follows any kind of trends at all, once, when California started taking off, that was before Australia had, for wine, that was before Australia had really made its mark. And then shortly thereafter, you guys picked up